Greetings, this is Chris, and welcome back to the Great Burb Commonwealth in Stellaris. Last time we left off, we had just colonised a new world. Down here, in the newly renamed system of Yellow Orb. We also have a frontier outpost over here, which is expanding some of our space. And we've met one neighbour. Only one, up there. So it's pretty quiet in this end of space, to be honest. And our current missions are, I believe, to look for alien artefacts. We have missions which are the ones marked on the map here to have a look at drifting energy cloud beings. Our president wants to build lots of mineral worlds, mining stations rather, and of course there was some debris from a very small fight against pirates, I believe. So right now, our science ships are exploring nearby worlds, good. And I don't think the fleet's doing anything particular? No. So let's kick off and see how things go. So one of our technology options, since we just finished discovering something useful, which was defense platforms I think, is to look at Betharian refining. Now this could unlock, as I understand it, a strategic resource which can be used in these specific power plants. Now, I don't really know much about strategic resources at this point, but they are fairly rare, I suspect. So we're going to go ahead and research that and see how things go. It's not his specialist area because he doesn't have a specialist area because he's just good at everything. Far more interesting is that we have entered the Crimdor system just here, and we have encountered a hostile fleet. I don't know if it's going to move to attack us, but it looks to me... Oh, too far. It looks like some sort of robotic life form. And our science vessel has decided to bug out. We need to investigate those aliens because I want to know what's going on there. It may be worth sending in our fleet after them. It's going to take 180 days to find out though. So let's play this cautiously as I have been doing the whole time. And our science vessel is fleeing straight back to Oshimir, and then I suppose I ought to give it another mission. Can it reach down there? No. Well, we'll see what it can reach when it gets there. It would be a shame to have to divert around this whole system because of those robots. Unfortunately, all of these stars to the south are out of our range, so we need to do something about this lot, or not be able to, or move all the way around them, I suppose. Tell you what, how long is this debris going to be around? Quite a long time. Why don't I send you to investigate that debris? Yeah, okay, so I know you're in that system. Why don't you move to Isle? Avoiding there, and then we'll see what we can do about getting our fleet in place to deal with these life forms. Meanwhile, I think it's a good idea to start building a second colony ship, because there's at least 2 more worlds we can colonise within the vicinity of our homeworld. The initial data gathered from the tropical forests of Chatlib III indicate that something is out of the ordinary. Well, Creamac is now level 5, so this can't... he's just too expert. It can't possibly fail, even though it's a level 2 anomaly. So yeah, go ahead and see what happens. Okay, we finished researching the mysterious aliens we found, hostile in that system. Reports of a deep space drones in certain systems have been investigated. The drones appear to be the workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation established millennia ago, and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves. Judging by the state of all of the processing equipment, their purpose is obvious enough: mining. But who is it that tasked them is not immediately apparent. What is obvious is that no shipment of minerals has been retrieved from the system in hundreds, if not thousands of years. They may only be old drones, but they should be kept under close watch by the Great Burb Commonwealth. So we could either establish a listening post, or we could destroy them. Interesting. Well, it sounds like... This gives us a special project, this starts an event chain. I'm not sure we should dismantle someone else's mining drones as much as it's tempting. I think we shall establish a listening post if possible, which may take some time because we're nowhere near having them within our territory.
Situation log updated. Research complete.
Oh, and we've also managed to complete the special rare technology orbital sensor arrays, which means we can build an observatory inside our spaceport if we want to. We need to research something new, so global energy management. Maybe it's time to upgrade our weapons a bit. Let's go for some blue lasers. Blue is shiny. Our scientists have come back to us. It appears that some of Chatlib III's flora has developed effective defense mechanisms through natural selection. Numerous trees and fungi exude spores that act like a powerful acidic on non-plant organisms. Thankfully, Science Officer Kremak has found a way to counteract some strands of these spores, making the planet's forests less threatening to us. Excellent. It means that the planet gets acid jungles. Can we go to that planet, please, and have a look at it? It was Chatlib 3. So Chatlib 3 is a tropical world which you can't currently colonize. It has acid jungles. Well, that doesn't look like the best planet to go to in a hurry. There's so many tile blockers. And our first colony is complete. Let's take a look at how it's doing. Not too bad, not too bad. So, in fact, it seems as though if you put a colony ship down on a location with 2 resources... I think this one had 2 resources? Actually, I don't remember. It's been a while. These people are relatively happy. Could be happier. Does the colony have a leader? No. Well, we should clearly assign a governor to that leader to make things better. And we have plenty of leaders available to us, so... we will recruit a new governor for the colony. We can have... oh god, someone who's very good at slavery, we won't be doing that. Someone who enjoys building, or an environmental engineer. I think the building guy sounds the best, so let's recruit him. And then we can assign him to the new colony. And then why not get started on constructing something, such as... oh, it's currently... to build that we need 5 population, so that's not going to happen in a hurry. Well, we want our colony growing, so let's start building a farm on that food space there. Good, so that should help our colony grow and get things underway. Our mining ship is in orbit and currently tapping this planet, and then it will go over here and tap this one. Everything's looking pretty good for them. And we've managed to do enough mining stations, so Isaki has completed yet again their presidential mandate. That's a nice bit of influence. We've finished investigating those mining drones. They are remarkably efficient at squeezing ever-diminishing returns from the rocks Birb miners would have soon discarded, deemed exhausted of all worthwhile mineral content. So looks like we're going to work on adapting their technology. But they're also not completely silent. They are sending off pings, and maybe someone's receiving them. Cool, so we may have to investigate certain planetoids in order to understand their mining operations. Sounds good.
Situation log updated. Construction complete. System survey complete.
We now have hundreds of things on the map that we'll never get around to investigating because they're miles away. Our construction ship has just finished exploiting the resources over in Yellow Orb, and I'm thinking a good move would be to plant another frontier station over here. It will almost certainly include Chatlib. It may reach Sif, I'm not sure, but there's an awful lot of resources to be tapped in these 2 systems. So, even though it's going to be fairly expensive to build and maintain, we're going to do that for now. At least until we can find a colonizable planet in this direction. There is an election underway. Isaki apparently has the most support for once, which means more mining. But I'm fine with that, to be honest, so I think I'm just going to leave the election to resolve itself. With our colony ship complete, we're going to pick between Dathana and Isle. I was having a quick look at Dathana, and actually, it's mostly an empty planet, so we're going to send this colony ship to colonize Isle, in fact, and hopefully our neighbours won't get too annoyed with our expansion in that direction. And a good place to put the capital down, well, here looks not too bad actually. It's got several blockers, but we can probably work on removing those. And more importantly, all of the spaces will have appropriate resources in them. So we will begin over there. We're losing a lot of energy at the moment due to the colony ship, and honestly, we could do with finding some more sources of energy. Oh, and a new anomaly. There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization on this inhospitable rock. Excellent, we've been looking for signs of those guys for a while now, so yes, research it immediately. The partial remains of an ancient Ute starship have been found in high orbit over Mesa IV A. An initial analysis conducted by the BSF Vehement hatchling indicate that the vessel may have served as a colony ship. Even cruiser-sized Ute ships were typically crewed by only 1 or 2 individuals given the immense size of their bodies, but this hulk has more than a dozen cryopods attached, each containing withered exoskeletons from what must have been a Ute colonists. Well, there's only a dozen of them, they're going to have a few genetic problems unless they're using cloning technology. Anyway, that gives us a special project to pursue. Updated. And we could research this. We do need to have the scientist in orbit, but yeah, I think if we can just quickly divert you back to here, you can go and do that project, and then after you're done, continue surveying the system. And our planet has been colonized over here. Tsondek. Well, that's just no good. We'll obviously have to rename it. This planet also, unfortunately, has a yellow orb, so we're going to have to think of a better name than that. Well, since it's not too far from the home world, we'll just call it a little perch. And of course, we'll have to rename the star as well. And this is going to be the near orb, because it is near, it is not far. So now we have the systems of near orb, shiny orb, and of course, yellow orb. Ah, interestingly, clearly they like us enough now thanks to the work of our embassy, because they've offered me a non-aggression pledge for 10 years, and I'm going to accept because we want to make friends with these slightly scary looking but nonetheless friendly peoples. Most of the remains of the derelict Ute colony ship that orbits Mesa IV A are in poor condition, but we've recovered their sublight engines. Apparently they never breached the light barrier and used cryo technology, and their 1,000-year-long lifespans to spread their empire across the stars. That will give us +1 artifacts of the, I think, 6 we're trying to find, and a nice bit of physics research. No complaints about that. Can I just say that that pulsar is beautiful. The lightning, the swirling cloud around the center. Oh, it's just beautiful. Meanwhile, I've thought that it might be a good idea to actually swap around our governors, because although this governor is very, very good at building, this governor is actually very good at creating food, and that would allow our colony to grow better. On the other hand, you know, clearly the colony needs to build stuff, and it's not like we need to build much back at home because there's almost nothing. Well, there's stuff to upgrade actually, so actually this could be a very good idea, yes. Okay, so we are actually going to swap our governors around. You are going to be governed by this guy, and Nestus there is going to be governed by Mr. Food Guy. So these guys should now be producing more food, and back at home, now we have the bonuses for dealing with food and the like. In fact, we get a discount on reducing, getting rid of blockers as well. So now the question is, what can we actually upgrade at this point? We can upgrade our science lab to a physics lab, really specialize it heavily in physics. That sounds pretty straightforward. We can also upgrade this one to its specialization, an engineering lab. But I don't think we've discovered the bio lab just yet, so we'll specialize those two. Can we do anything with our farms? No. Our mines? Yes. So we could actually improve the mines. I don't know if we want to do that right now. And there's no upgrade available for planetary administration. So, that's probably it for now. We don't have a power plant upgrade either. Incidentally, we finished researching the special technology for Batharium, whatever it's called, but none of it has appeared anywhere on our map. So either we have to go looking for it again, or we just don't have any, which is a shame.
Complete.
Yes, system surveys are complete. Let's continue looking for more things. Ooh, new aliens. The Cooperative of Inac. Okay, interesting. Hello, lizardy types. I speak on behalf of the Cooperative of Inac. We are a democratic nation committed to upholding the individual freedoms of our citizens in a galaxy full of alien horrors. Oh, I guess they're xenophobic. Okay, well, at least we're both democratic, I suppose. I still don't understand why Isaki wants to say that. Isaki is stupid. We have much to gain from this encounter. We like to share things. Tell us a bit about yourselves. You are individualists like myself. Unfortunately, you're xenophobic, and you are spiritual, so we actually oppose you there. Oh, in fact, they really hate us because they're evangelizing zealots. Okay, well, this is my first opportunity, in fact, to establish a rivalry, I suspect, because I very much doubt that our friends like them. So let's declare them our rival. If you declare a rival, you get more influence gained per month. And honestly, I'm not worried about them. They're not terribly tough. We declare them our rival, because I don't like their zealotry. Meanwhile, the asteroid we're investigating has debris from a former planet that hints at bacterial life. Amazing. Ooh, that makes a very nice planet in 91F438. Where is this planet? Oh, it's an asteroid. Of course, it's part of a destroyed planet. That's really good. So in fact, this system, where I have a colonizable world, is going to definitely have to become ours. We need to send a colony ship out there pretty soon, when we've solved our little energy crisis problem. Oh, I see that our station has also finished. And our observatory is finished. So now that this station's been established, we can actually start to build science stations all over this place. This place just loves science. But we'll also build another mineral station because that was the... Oh, sorry. We'll add that to the queue. So that was the mandate of our president. That will do for now. Chatlib is also within our reach, but doesn't have... Where's the 3 biology research coming from? From the planet we can't colonize yet. Yes, it doesn't have any energy. We are slightly struggling for energy right now.
Research complete.
Oh, but we just finished a technology that expands our borders, which is cool, but unfortunately we didn't actually encompass any new worlds. That's a shame. Unless Dandar... No, Dandar is slightly out... No, it lies within our space, but unfortunately it has research on it, so that's no good. Yellow Orb doesn't quite have Zia in our system by the looks of it. No. So sadly, that doesn't gain us very much for now. I'm seriously considering building yet another frontier outpost up here. They're very closely packed, and more importantly, there's some energy, and we're losing quite a bit at the moment. We'll think about that. Wow, Algol has 4 habitable planets. Tundra, desert. Ooh, 1 for me, continental. And tundra again. Not bad, not bad. We can't look at the surface yet, we haven't surveyed it. And we found some more aliens in Chort. Where? Oh, they've disappeared? Oh no. Are they an actual... Yes, they look like an actual ship. So we may have encountered another empire to the south of us. Interesting. Sadly, we've not found any more habitable worlds in this direction. And we finished quite a lot of research all at once there, so now we can... Ooh, we can improve our warp drive to travel further. We can get subspace sensors. Interesting, that's just better surveys, I think. Or we can get a new weapon. Well, clearly we want to have better warp fields. And down here, in engineering, more armor, more weapons, or mineral processing. Well, this is cheap, so let's go for the cheap one. At this point, our ships might be worth upgrading once again, so let's have a quick look over that design of our corvette here. Yep. We can now give them blue lasers. Lots and lots of blue lasers. We don't have enough power. Oh, in fact, no, there's not much we can do. If we give up our shields, we can just about survive by making armoured blue laser ships, because we don't have good enough power reactors. So in fact, let's not do any of that right now. We need better power. As soon as the energy efficiency or whatever it is, technology comes up, we need to grab it. Our neighbour here seems very keen on migrating, and this gives me the opportunity to actually get him to pay me for the opportunity to migrate. What this means is some of his population could move over to my worlds, and some of my population could move over to his worlds, but they remain under your control for now. And I would quite like to establish this guy as my best possible friend, so let's offer migration access, and since he's willing to pay for it...
Special project complete.
How about... Okay, I think we just discovered another empire and got kicked out of their space. We'll deal with that in a second. How about you pay us... well, actually, our energy credit situation is being resolved because I've put some money into power plants. But it would never hurt to have some more minerals. Oh. He's not willing to trade away any minerals at all. Okay, fair enough. Would you offer us... he'll offer us a star charts. That sounds good. They're only for one? Okay. And maybe we can also get a research agreement out of this. Nope, they'll only do a research agreement with their allies, and apparently we're somehow not allies. Will he offer any credits? He will offer credits. Only about 100. So, okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll get 100 credits and his star charts in exchange for migration access, which should make us become closer friends. Meanwhile, we have successfully translated the language of the Meko-Nas Stellar Nation. These are the guys we must have met down south. I speak for Executive Vital Weck and the wealthy elite of the Meko-Nas Stellar Nation. So they're some sort of conglomerate type thing. We'll just be nice to them as usual. We have much to gain from this encounter. And what do they have to say for themselves? They are doing pretty well, actually, I have to say. 3 worlds. They've got this one over here, which is quite close to us, but as we know, it's actually really hard to cross this gap, so I have a feeling this will end up being our natural border. Which is irritating, because we want to get through... oh, it has to go all the way back home? Surely not. Yeah, we could just send you back to Chort and then think about redirecting you. Because we want to go down to this black hole to do some research for one of our projects. So what's he got going for him? Not a lot at the moment. Certainly no special research. And what exactly is his traits? Let's turn away the primitives for now. He is a plutocratic oligarchy. Individualist like myself. He's a xenophile, which is good for us, and he's a militarist, which I don't particularly like, but it's not so bad. So actually, this guy is another potential ally. So let's establish an embassy. We're allowed 3 at the same time, so let's start being nice to him. Meanwhile, in the middle of nowhere up here, we have discovered an anomaly. A large amount of ship debris can be found in orbit around the planet, suggesting fleet action. Sure, go ahead and research that. Meanwhile, our other science ship... Has it moved? Yeah, okay. It's gone back to Chort, which means I can basically hopefully stop it at Chort. I hope it doesn't have to retreat all the way to Shiny Orb. That would be quite irritating. Yeah, okay, I think we stopped it. Now, what I'd like to do is see if I can make a deal to go through his space, because... well, actually, would he be interested in a non-aggression pledge right now? No, we don't like each other that much at the moment. How about civilian access? Oh, he's tempted. We could just pay him for it. How much would you like for civilian access? Less than 100. 50? Okay, so for 40 energy credits, we can have civilian access, allowing our science ship to pass through his space. That sounds good. So now, it's very simple. We can go all the way, straight... No. Oh, we have to wait for him to agree to it. Okay, fine. Cancel that. Wait a few minutes. Hopefully he'll agree in just a second. No? You're going to agree? There we go. So he's agreed to accept our deal to go through space, which means we can now apparently not go through his space. What the heck? We just got civilian access. Did that not work? What's going on? I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Why can we not go through space? Do we have to wait for the start of the month? Let's see if that helps.
Construction complete.
Yes, all sorts of things are happening. We'll wait till the end of March, and then hopefully the system realises we want to go through space. Right. Please tell me we can now enter his... We still can't enter his space. This is very confusing. Have I found a bug? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's talk to you again. Can we have... What, are you willing to offer a non-aggression pledge now? No, you're not. How bizarre. Okay, can we have border access? No, we already have civilian access. Science ship is a civilian ship. Why can't we go through this? We absolutely do have border access. I just don't understand. Clearly something's not right here. Ooh, I just noticed this place has that special resource. Oh, and kind of in his space, so we're not going to get it anytime soon. Okay, well, if we can't, despite having paid for it, go through your space... Nope. Nope, we can't get through, which is... Can our construction ship go through? Nope. Can our military fleet? Nope. Nope. Okay, well this doesn't make any sense at all. Fine, we will just have to continue surveying things in the nearby region. Oh, okay, our science ship just came across a pretty nasty set of crystalline elites in Euralion, which more or less puts a stop to his exploration by the looks of things. Maybe he'll be able to go to the north, we'll find out. Meanwhile, that space battle we were investigating took part in the last 5,000 years. There are some hulks down there, and... Oh, I think we had that one before.
Updated.
We can now investigate the graveyard, and we will do so. Oh, I just realised what I did wrong. I sold him civilian access. No, wait. In fact, I paid him for civilian access? Silly me. This is sometimes confusing. I don't know why I thought putting it here was giving it to me. Never mind. He won't offer it to us anyway. This poor science ship is not having a good time lately. Thrown out of one empire, meeting some deadly species in another one. Ah well. I wonder if it's time... Yes. We've got a fair amount of minerals saved up, so I think it's probably time to construct another colony ship. We are still running low on credits, but we'll figure out a way around that as we go. We really, really want to go up to this Rimmock system and colonize it to establish ourselves in this space. With the borders, what I think has been happening is that the more time you have control of a system, the more the borders expand. At least every now and then I look and I see them just inching a little bit outwards, which might explain how you're supposed to get more than the sort of systems immediately close to you within your space. Because, yeah, otherwise frontier outposts, they're very expensive. You wouldn't be able to afford many of them. Incidentally, this system has come within our space, so we may actually send our ship back to explore that in a minute. I've spent the time to send my science ship all the way up to this system here, Harabas, because there was a void cloud as part of one of our challenges here. So we've managed to do a couple of them. I think the other one was up here, but the others are still really quite far away. In fact, I think I've got too many things up here. Maybe if I stop tracking that one, it'll be obvious to me which one's which. So actually there's one up there, one down there, and the one that I'm finding very difficult to reach because of these guys. So given the number of hostile entities in this area of the galaxy, the ship's coming home again, and I think I told it to survey Razelhaig here. But I don't really want to get my science ships too far away, because if they get into trouble, it'll be ages before I can get them home again. Plus, there's a good chance of a sensor upgrade coming shortly. Still looking for that power technology, though. Does that help? No, that's just some deforestation abilities. And a military academy. Tempting. I can improve my farms. That's potentially useful. In fact, all of these are very, very cheap technologies. The biolab would be the most useful, actually. My home planet could really do with a biolab. Yes, the problem right now is, although my ships can be upgraded to have quite a few nice features, I just haven't got the power units to do that with.
Complete.
And so we're just waiting for the right technology. We've completed a third colony ship as well, so now we have a few choices. We can stick close by and do Dathana, or we can head up here. We have Semester, which contains crystalline entities. Probably not a good idea. Remuk here, which I think was pretty good if I remember rightly. Nope, it's not that one. It's Remuk 4. Not bad, reasonably sized. There's quite a bit of stuff inside the system. And we also have Algol 3. A bit less interesting, fewer interesting things to go for. So I think we'll go for Remuk and we'll be able to expand our space in this direction. So if we can very specifically tell it to please colonize Remuk. And a good location. Not terribly many good locations there. I think, as I understand it, your initial colony makes 2 food, which you can then upgrade to produce 3 minerals and 3 food, and it wipes out whatever's on the tile, much like all the other buildings do. So, for wiping out these 2 energy, I could get +1 here, here, and here. But I think probably the best place for any colony starting, I've changed my mind on this back and forth a bit, but I think now I've decided it's best to go on a blank square. So we're going to put it down here, and hopefully we'll capture the Remuk system, and things will go well for us. Meanwhile, let's check on our existing colonies. Perch here has expanded nicely. Could do with possibly some buildings. I also have the opportunity to clear up this dense jungle, so for some expense actually, but I think it's probably worth it. There is already a construction project queued for this tile. There is. Oh, I've already told it to clear the jungle. Huh, okay. Fair enough. And then we have Nestus, of course, down here. Growing slowly. Their third population, well, 4th in total. But their third new population should bring more food into the colony and help them grow faster. So far, I haven't seen any evidence of migration. No one from our world is migrating anywhere else, and I don't think that we have any guys on this chap's home planet. Nope, it's all tentacle faces. So, although we have a migration treaty, nothing's happened so far. And what have we got here? More mining drones. Is that part of our quest? Doesn't seem to be, because we still have 0 out of 5. Oh well. Looks like this iron ship's sort of run low on safe places to scan. There's Shiat down here. Could go to Enket. Sure, let's try Enket. And since we've been growing relatively well, I think it's a good time for us to just invest in a little more fleet. Although, actually having said that, I think I might wait. Still waiting to get a power module I can put on ships, so I want to get a new ship design with which I can improve the military, and then I'll build a few more. Although, upgrades are pretty quick. Yeah, sure. Let's build some more ships here. We're at a fleet cap possibility of 17, so I think it would be a good idea to build, say, another 4 here for now. We've got the money, let's go for it. Well, we've got the minerals, we're actually lacking the money. Campaign for a new president is underway, and Isaki is still holding the lead. I don't remember if we actually completed the mandate this time around. I think we did, for a third time.
Complete.
So no wonder they keep voting for her, but I've got no complaints about that, to be honest.
Research complete.
Ooh, we have the option to construct robots here. I'm a bit worried about that. I understand that as robots get more advanced, they can rebel against you. Ooh, there's been an alliance. Okay. We'll just hold that to one side. I think this might be a good idea. I mean, this is just one of the optional first level weapons, so you choose between lasers, guns, and missiles, effectively, and this is the guns version. Since I don't know what the tech tree actually looks like, I'm hoping this will lead to something further. I honestly have no idea where power comes in. Maybe it comes from physics. I don't have the option right now, but maybe we'll see it at some point. Now, we've had an invitation. See, that says alliance invitation, but it's talking about another nation joining an alliance. So, I don't quite understand why it's labelled invitation there. So these guys have joined the Righteous Alliance, okay. What does that mean for me? Well, they wouldn't like to join an alliance with me, and they don't want me to join their alliance. Maybe we can at least get a non-aggression pact? Oh. They won't trade a non-aggression pact unless they're bordering me. Okay, fair enough. They obviously think we're not a threat, we're too far away, so they can't be bothered to agree on a non-aggression pact. So there must be another power down here somewhere that they've made an alliance with. Seems like I should probably get onto these guys and see if we can have an alliance at the same time. Oh, he's finally colonised another planet. Good chat, well done. How would you feel about an alliance? -3. So we're getting slowly towards a better opinion. But we're not quite there yet. Is there any sensible deal we could make? Would you consider a research agreement? No, only if we're allied. Okay, well I think it's just going to be a matter of time for those guys. Meanwhile, we've detected the presence of an alien civilization on Ro Esik. Where is this? Okay, this is Enkef, where the Wasari have a military station, okay. But they are only in the early space age. That means that we can still observe them, but they could become spacefaring any moment. Oh, they're on a continental world as well. Let's take a closer look at these guys. Yep, they have a relatively small population of, like, monkey guys. Aww, cute little monkey guys. Sadly, they mostly live in quicksand and sinkholes. But they've managed to get into space, at least, because they have a space station. We can still do stuff. We can It's an early space station class. Yeah, so we can still basically interact with them in the way we would interact with any other minor species that hasn't gone into space yet. But it just means there's a very limited time window before they eventually become fully spacefaring. And then, well, then they'll be an ally or potential enemy. Meanwhile, our president's reign has come to an end, and apparently we didn't build enough mining stations. I'm sorry about that, people of Burb Commonwealth. I guess we ran out of places to build them. Sorry. And despite that, Isaki has been elected president, so we should build even more mining stations, apparently. Have we found any potential mining locations on Dastamon?
Anomaly found.
Nope, but on that other system, we found an anomaly, so we'll go ahead and research that. So far on Dastamon, it's just a minor biological research opportunity. Our borders here look like they're going to be relatively fixed with our neighbour. That's fine with me. We've expanded in this direction. Sadly, there's nothing in this direction that I can currently colonise. The closest looks to be Bolthor. It's Arctic. Tropical world, 55%. Yeah, so it's kind of these minor planets down here might possibly become places to inhabit further along. Once we finish our warp drive, we can hop across from here to here, and then we won't have to worry about getting through this guy's space, even though we paid for it. So, things are looking pretty good, but this is still quite early stages, and I'm very tentative about exactly how rapidly we should expand versus the way we are expanding. I mean, we've been spending a lot of money, and, you know, I can't find many other locations to bring it in. I'd really like to colonise in this direction, but I just can't, and these borders expand exceptionally slowly, so I don't know how long it's going to be before we have Mendoc within our sphere of influence, at which point I can build some energy. I don't want to build another frontier outpost because, well, it costs influence, and although I have quite a lot stored up, I don't want to go down to a very low income because it may be very useful in the future. Plus, if you want to make an alliance, which I do, that costs you 1 influence per turn as well. So, anyway, it looks as though that anomaly was a Ute cruiser, which seems to have been shot up. That means we can investigate it.
Situation log updated.
Yep, a derelict cruiser available. And if I can just borrow my ship here, they can research. Oop. Research that before surveying the rest of the system. Because that would be our second Ute artifact. And I think we need 5 in total? 6 in total. But I assume there's some very good reward for getting all 6. And another minor anomaly, which Creemac will have no problem surveying. The strong gravity well of Dastamon II has pulled in a massive amount of space debris which has formed a dense layer around parts of the gas giant. Most of it appears to be wreckage from a series of space battles fought in the system several millennia ago. Scavengers already scoured the debris of valuable technologies, but a mining station should be able to recycle the metal. Well, that's nice, but really, I want some sort of energy device, please. How are our minerals doing? Because one thing I might consider doing in one of our distant colonies,
complete,
such as Yellow Orb, is constructing a new space station. And one good reason to do that is it means I can build a solar panel array on the space station. So if we go to Nestus here, you can see that a spaceport with its initial lasers will cost us 360 minerals, which is within our reach. So I think ultimately you want to have spaceports in various locations. So how much will this cost us per turn? Let's just check. Oh, hostile ships. Let's pause whilst I look this up. Station maintenance -24, so that's all of our substations. So actually it doesn't tell me specifically how much a spaceport's going to cost. Well, I think we'll do it. If we start building a second spaceport, then we're going to have a second location in which we can build ships, and this could be very useful in the long run. Not to mention it's sort of covering our southern area here, and ultimately we'll probably want them here to cover the northern territory. The archaeologists investigating the derelict Ute cruiser above Enket 2A have transmitted their report. There are 2 large cryo chambers. Okay, this is just telling us that usually there was only a couple of guys on each ship. Sadly no remains, but we have got some logs that told us a bit about their physiology. Cool, some nice free engineering research. And I believe that ship now will continue to survey that system. Our construction ship's idle, and that's pretty much because there's not a lot to do. But go ahead and build the mining stations you can in Dastamon. I mean, the President demands it after all. The President never changes his mind, he only ever cares about mining. He's obsessed. In fact, one nice addition, I have to say, to the game would be mandates changing from election to election, and also seeing more mandates, because currently it's really, I've only got 2 choices. I've got build mining stations or build observation posts, and they're kind of similar, you know? So different mandates. Hopefully we'll see some which involve interaction with the other alien species, so a mandate to make peace with or make war with someone could certainly be appropriate. Perhaps you get that if you're a xenophile or a xenophobe, because I'm neither. Complete. We don't see that, but I don't know.
System survey complete.
We have finished surveying Ushakaron. Ooh, Ushakaron has a special bit of Betharian stone. This is good. This system will eventually come under my control, and I approve. Since we're waiting, what was bad on this system? Some sort of hostile alien vessels. Well, there's not a lot more for you to survey right now in this direction, but I sort of want you to stay close, because when we get our warp drive upgrade, you'll be able to go south. How far away are we from that? 3 years, good God. Okay, well, I guess you have time to go somewhere. Maybe if you go survey Shiat, we can find out what's over there. Meanwhile, what exactly is going on with our mini fleet? It's 4 ships, and I think we can afford to upgrade that again. So we'll get up to 6, and then it will be actually fairly decently operatable. It'll be able to do things. Because I can't remember exactly what the aliens were in Crimdor. But, oh, it was mining vessels, I remember. I remember now. But we could send our fleet down, and then the science ship could survey everything except for the mining vessels, and that should go okay. Maybe I'm being a bit paranoid at staying away from
Colony established.
Alien ships. I don't know. Ah, construction ship. You have something to do now. Once you finish those mining stations, because Rimmock is now under our control, as is Algol. Very nice. So let's take a quick look at Rimmock there.
Special project complete.
Oh, just a second. And Rimmock is huge. Wait, that's not the Rimmock we colonised. That's the Rimmock we colonised. It's called Paltok. Well, obviously we'll have to rename that. So we've renamed the colony as Airy, also known as the Eagle's Nest. And the star itself is a yellow-white dwarf. So obviously we will label this system White Orb to go with Near Orb and Yellow Orb and Shiny Orb. Very good. So, with that colony underway, we just have to get our construction ship up there when it's finished down here, and it will be able to tap the resources of both Algol and White Orb. In fact, I'm wondering if it's worth building a second construction ship at this point. Possibly, but probably not, to be honest. Most of the time it's idle. What I may do is have it add to its queue that we go tap this energy as soon as possible. Let's just check. It's a horrible place to go and live, so the Birbs won't be there for a very long time. Oh. Oh, I'm wrong. Algol is not within our system. Not quite. That is... just outside of our borders. It's the
Anomaly
deceptive
found.
point of view. That's a shame. Anyway, we've got a couple of anomalies backlogged here. So, we have continued to look at... Wait, didn't we already do this one? Oh, interesting. Maybe we can keep researching it? Or did we just research two of them?
Construction complete.
No, we've actually recovered two of the same types of Ute ship. Strange. And this anomaly, well, yes, you're definitely going to be researching that. Go ahead. That was in NKEF. Cool. And this ancient artifact appears to be several massive listening arrays. Millions of years old, built by the Ute. Someone else has repaired them in the last 500,000 years, but most of the place is kind of looking a bit rough.
Situation log updated.
So that gives us another research project available. If we can just tell the ship to deal with that before finishing the system. So actually that's the 4th Ute artifact we found. We're doing pretty well at those. And if we keep this guy exploring in this general area where there's hundreds of empty spaces, we should be able to get some more in good time. Meanwhile, this ship is pretty much hanging out. What is it doing? I went to Shiat, didn't it? We're investigating Shiat, but hopefully with warp drives finishing soon, I'll be able to send it south to this area and the Jindor black hole. We should probably have a look at how relations are doing with our alien friends. These guys quite like us by the looks of things. We're an example to them all. So that's quite good. Oh, and we've just been contacted by a new species. We have received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire calling themselves the Thek Kulak Mandate. They apparently have been listening to our friends, so where are you guys hanging out? You're not on the map yet. Possibly when I finish this conversation, we'll be on the map. They are democratic, they like individual freedoms. That's very good. We share some similar traits then, it would seem. Where are you? Oh my god, you're all the way up here. Blimey, that's miles away. Fair enough. Let's take a look at them on the contacts list. Here we go. In fact, they are fanatic individualists and materialists, which is identical to us, isn't it? I can't remember my own ethics anymore. It's identical to us. We are two of the kind, same kind. We want to share things. Ah yes, that was just our fleet arriving to guard against those robots. Hey, we should, we have a 3rd embassy spare. We should talk to these guys, even though they're really, really quite far away. Yes, that's our 3rd embassy. They are explorers, so actually what we might want to do as well is see if they would be interested in our map. Information. They're quite interested in our star charts. We could actually get some money for swapping star charts, but I'm not sure I want to do that just yet. It's probably not going to be helpful for me. For now, we shall just be friends. And we're already at plus 26 because we share such individual traits. Repugnant, -5. Are you guys repugnant? Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Okay, we've looked at the listening posts, and they've been built to scan for signs of intelligent life. Apparently they never encountered it. But we did get a data disk, and that will give us some useful information. Very good. And that means that Sheat has now been fully explored. So I'm actually going to send you in passive mode. No, because then you might go too close to the planets. Okay, how about you go up here. We'll put you back on defensive and you can go survey up there. And you guys are currently occupied surveying.
System survey complete.
Oh, you just finished it. So actually, we will give you new orders to survey zippier. And we finished those biolabs. Excellent. What can we research next? Tile blockers. We can get rid of volcanoes or wildlife. Well, the wildlife was the one I think I already had on one planet, so we'll get rid of that. And yes, there's those guys. We know about that. How are we doing for energy? We are still losing quite a lot of energy.
Situation log updated.
Oh, we've just encountered a new alien. In Fargis. Where is this alien vessel? Right next to us? Oh, it looks like a proper ship. Interesting. Well, in that case, projects, we can start trying to work them out. Although they are new aliens, which is the worst possible way of spelling new. Bad aliens. So this guy liked, what was it, tropical? We ought to be careful and make sure there aren't any tropical worlds too close to our land.
Evading hostile fleet.
Oh, and over here in Unimar, we have found some hostile mining drones. They're everywhere. Fantastic. I'm starting to think that maybe with the mining drones, I should just go ahead and...
Evading hostile fleet.
Yes, I know. I'm starting to think we should just go ahead and destroy some of them because they're just getting in the way right now.
Science ship under attack.
Oh god, we're actually under attack by something. Crystalline entities? No, 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 no. No, run away. Run away. How do we make you run away? Oh god, we can't run away for 10 days. Okay, please survive 10 days. I don't want to lose you, P. Dickner. 2, 1. Emergency FTL, get out of there. Oh, thank god. Okay, so that is somewhere to stay away from. We got a little bit too close. In that case, how damaged are you? Oh no. Okay, I think we have to call you home for repair. That's another good reason to have space stations in different locations as well, because it means you don't have to travel so far for repair. Okay. What have we got left to exploit? I don't really want to build any more stations unless they provide us power, to be honest. But the president loves his mining station, so I'm sending my construction ship north. And we found yet another alien species, the Gagassi Star Commonwealth. Okay, let's have a look at them. Oh my god, they're ugly. I speak for Executive Raid Nick Raldnick, and the wealthy elite of the Gagassi Star Commonwealth. It's always the wealthy elite with you people. You're looking for trading partners among the diverse and delightful alien nations. So it sounds like you are a xenophile. Where are you? Yes, they are xenophile individualists. So yet again, we share at least part of their ethos. And they're part of the Righteous Alliance. Aha! So we've actually found out who our weird yak friends are allied with. It is the slightly creepy undead skeleton guys. Well, good for them. I think with that note, it's good time to pause this and call it a day. So what have we achieved? We have managed to colonize 2 new worlds. We've got one in the distance up here, and we've got one right next door. Dathana's still available to us, and I think the next closest world is all the way up in either Algol or Enkef. So it looks as though our Commonwealth is going to end up spreading in a rather diagonal fashion. We've discovered a bunch of technologies. We haven't really built anything terribly exciting so far. And our ships are basically waiting for power systems before they can upgrade. But as soon as the warp drives are finished, that will be my top priority. We're still quandering over whether or not to destroy mining stations. manned by robots. It wouldn't be a tough fight given my firepower, but I'm just not sure. I'll do a bit of reading, but if anyone has any advice, please comment and let me know. So yes, we'll be back with the Burb Commonwealth in a week. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.